Hey Leo, I'm going to do something a bit different for this winter solstice reading, and I pulled out 3 decks that I use for personal readings. They are by an Aboriginal healer in Australia named Mel Brown, and I went looking for such decks, not knowing if they existed. I've been collecting all kinds of decks from that represent my experiences with divine beings or the divine being. It might be the same person everywhere. I have an African deck, or what's based on African. One that's based on the Chinese spirit. I will say it's Alana Fairchild's deck, Wild Kuan Yin. She reminds me of Kala energy, which takes me back to Kali energy, and I work for Kali. I grew up a follower of Jesus, but I've been pursuing this feminine. Well, I've been pursuing all of it. I've been pursuing the truth, and this is part of it. I live on Anishinaabe land in Manitoba, Canada, and one of the reasons I love this, the motifs, the artistic feel and look of them, carries a beadwork motif, and beadwork is very prominent where I live. So I'm going to take 1 card from each deck. The chakra deck, the healing oracle deck, which deals with past, present, and future situations, and so whichever card we pull will tell us whether we're dealing with which time frame, yes? And the Dreamtime Oracle, these are stories that have been given to Mel through dreams from her ancestor guides. I'll pull them, get them set up, then we'll move over into Tarot, see what Tarot needs to tell us, and then we'll pull it all together. And then I'll read from the books. I realize reading from books isn't always optimum, but these are such important energies. All right, Leo. What part of the body does Leo need to pay attention to right now? Not just, oh, Leo. We won't read all of these, I don't think. I'll figure out one. In fact, I might take a 5th card. We have, put them in order, your crown chakra, your throat chakra, divine messenger. So goddess energy, divine messenger energy, your heart chakra, universal love, and Pan in your root chakra. Okay, so I'll remember that those are there. Let's just see if we can get 1 card to focus on. Okay, a lot of green energy right now, a lot of heart energy. Acceptance. So, connection to divine knowledge, psychic knowledge, communication energy, blocks, yes, with divine messages, okay? Universal love and acceptance, and Pan in the root. Have fun. This is about having fun. Okay. I'll keep the greens together. But there's a theme of through your body, top to bottom. So what's missing, your sacral, 1, 2, 3. Your third eye is all right. Your abdomen's all right. Your happiness center. Orange, yellow, and purple energy are getting by okay right now. Okay. Now, are we dealing with past, present, or future? Is Leo dealing, or are these cards affected? Present. Present energy. Really, platypus came out. Who else for? Somebody else. Okay, no accident there. Privacy. Now that has something to do with hiding. So your communication block ties in with that. And of course the green energy. So now for the dream. What's the right dream story? For Leo. Very interesting. So I had this card just last night. Emotional exhaustion. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so Leo. Actually, what's interesting is I flipped the tarot deck. When I was splitting it and shuffling it, I turned it over. And this was how it came out, was with Strength and 8 of Cups in reverse. So I'm not going to keep those. I'm going to put them, I'm going to go back, but I wanted to point that out. Okay, where do we want to start with tarot for Leo? Almost a cross energy here, but both divine timings. A transformation, so something like a tower situation, or Scorpio. This could be the season of Scorpio that we just came out. Well, the sun just left Scorpius. Truly, where the sun really is. When did it leave? Yeah. It just entered Sagittarius. The season of Sagittarius is ahead of where the sun is in the constellations. So something might have happened during either Scorpio season or while the sun was in Scorpius. Or there's a transformation going on. And of course we have recovery and keeping the faith and being protected. And the star, so strong, strong, strong divine timing playing out right now. That's also a 17, which converts to an 8, breaks down to an 8, which is strength. And 13 would be 4, half of 8. And that would be stability. Okay, so I'm going to leave them sort of in that position, and we're going to find out 10 of Cups. Well, if we had the 8 of Cups in reverse, leading back to the 7 of Cups, a transformation in psychic. I mean, this is more... This is full psychic communion to me. I mean, this Pisces energy, as much as it has to do with love and roots and you know, blood ties and you know, wish fulfillment. Well, 9 I realize is wish fulfillment, but that perfect happiness. There's also full communion with spirit guides. This is, you know, deep psychic energy. And if we had a seven of cup transformation, where you become, you put one foot in the door, you have one foot on this earth. It's that temperance, almost the temperance energy of one foot in the spirit world, one foot in this 3D world. But its completion takes us to the Ace of Cups, complete spiritual fulfillment. King of Pentacles. There's some green energy right there. I'm going to pause while the cat scratches the litter box. And then the cat paused. King of Pentacles. Now, is that your energy, Leo? Interesting. Tight little flip right in the deck. Three of Pentacles. Well, doesn't this just get more and more interesting? So some sort of collaboration, some sort of work partnership, some sort of work opportunity. With material world gains. Very much in the here and now. And we have here and now energy in the Oracle. Okay, one more card and then we'll... Please. I think one more. Well, oh. The Knight of Swords. Somebody fast moving, protective, yes, but sharp words possibly. The fastest moving knight in the deck. Sword of Truth. This is not an obvious story, is it? It's clear. Two nines in reverse at the bottoms of the deck. Nine of Wands in reverse, the Wounded Warrior. Put these closer where you can see them. Well, you can see that one all right. Nine of Wands. Leading back to the Eight of Wands, which would be communications and progress, forward motion. Nine of Swords in reverse back to the Eight of Swords, and there's this intuitive thinking, all methods of thinking in nine, but that being trapped in thoughts of the Eight of Swords. Two nines in reverse, wow. Is this knight caught between... I might as well leave them there. Is the knight caught between this opportunity and this... I mean, the knight is subservient to a king, but it's not even his king. We don't have the King of Swords here. Well, let's just take a look here again. Divine Messenger, Pan. This Pan energy. Acceptance. These cards are rather self-explanatory, but Pan leaves you with some questions, I'm sure. So let's do this. You can meditate on them while I read out Pan. And we'll see what we can make sense of the tarot. Pan is the Greek god of sensuality and sexuality. Pan is the son of Hermes and Dryope. Forgive me if I'm really messing that up. And was born part man, yet with the legs and horns of a goat. Basically, you know, sort of Capricorn. Yeah. Well, Capricorn's half fish, actually. So the devil card as Capricorn. Anyway, Pan fell in love with Artemis. She fled his advances by turning herself into marsh reeds. Pan was so sad at the loss of Artemis that he would tie the reeds together, and when he blew through them they would create a sorrowful sound. Pan also represents unbridled male sexuality, and had a reputation for his sexually adventurous spirit. His sexual escapades earned him a reputation as one to be avoided. However, Pan believed it was all in fun and good spirit. His trickster-type nature only enhanced the naughtiness of his reputation, so much so that later the Christians depicted Pan as the devil. So where do you fit in this story? How does this card relate to you, you ask? Well, stop being so serious. Have some fun, even if it's of a sexual nature. Pandemonium was derived from the name Pan. You don't have to go to extremes, but you do need to lighten up a bit. You've taken life so seriously lately, I bet you can't remember the last time you had a really good belly laugh until the sides of your ribs hurt and your face ached from the laughter. Make some plans to do something fun and maybe socialize with a different group of friends. Not allowing for COVID, of course, but you need to laugh and you need fun in your life. You will feel so much better afterwards. And that would be a message from Mother Earth herself. So this energy let's put Pan up front then. And that nice red wands, that red, you know, fire energy, that's what you are, Leo. Good, camera's still recording. Ten of Cups. Perhaps the 10 has you, there's a lot of near completion energy here with this transformation, and that can take it right out of you. Yes. And very much work related. Very focused on, so maybe leaving you a bit sharp tongued or ready to, you know, focused on the serious side of things. This guy's not laughing. He's not laughing anytime soon. And this guy, I'm not sure what king really, but I think the pages actually probably laughed the loudest. But let's get on to Platypus, this present energy. Private, elusive, harmless, the platypus is a unique creature unlike any other animal in the world. On the surface, platypus resembles a combination of a duck, a beaver, and an otter. But when time is taken to really see him, platypus is something quite different. Platypus is elusive and is not often seen in his natural habitat unless you should accidentally stumble upon him. Platypus makes his home in burrows deep within the riverbank and raises his babies in the safety of his home. As cuddly as these creatures seem, they have venom-producing spurs that can be lethal to other animals and excruciatingly painful to humans. Their Looks can easily deceive others into believing they are harmless and non-threatening, but get too close and you will bear the consequences. Keep a low profile right now. Don't be the topic of conversation, as others are feeling scared and threatened and will clutch at anything to justify how they're feeling. The others don't understand the situation and see it differently to what it actually is. People are very emotional and are overreacting to the situation in a way that you cannot understand. The situation's not that bad, but everyone thinks it is. They have no other way to deal with their emotions than to place the blame on someone else and make them responsible, at least in their eyes. Someone will be held accountable. They're actively seeking a scapegoat. Don't let it be you. Okay, well that puts some more clarity for me on this Knight of Swords then, if he's defensive, if he's on guard. Not to mention the two nines in reverse. I feel like I'm missing something about both those nines. 9 and 9 is 18 equals 9 again. Going back to the 8s, 8 and 8 is 16 equals a 7 equals transformation. Divinely guided. Keep a low profile. Okay, so this is often, yes, a warning card. A warning card not to speak too sharply. But also, yes, if people are looking for a scapegoat, and if we have emotional exhaustion, which, you know, she's about recovery. Okay, final clarification. I've read this before, but do you think? In the dream time, the koala walked on the ground. It was a hard life for the koala, and he would sometimes have to walk for days to find his food, as the eucalyptus leaves he usually ate grew high in the trees, and getting food was often difficult, as he couldn't reach them. One day he was sitting at the bottom of the tree, tired and hungry, when a goanna walked past and stopped to see why the koala was upset. The goanna laughed and asked the koala if he could see his claws, which the koala proudly showed to the goanna. The goanna asked why the koala didn't just climb up the tree and get his food. The koala said he didn't know how to climb. So the goanna spent the day teaching the koala to climb. By the end of the day, the koala was an expert climber and sat in the top of the tree, eating till his tummy was so full that all he could do was go to sleep. When all the other koalas saw him at the top of the tree eating and sleeping all day, they followed his example. From this day on, this became the koala's new way of life. It may be feeling like with every step forward you take 2 steps back. Sometimes our impatience prevents us from seeing that our very actions are what is setting us back. Just reevaluate the situation for a moment and reset your goals, because what you're trying to achieve will still be there when you find your feet, and then things will move forward very quickly. Intentions are clear. This is very clear energy. The Ten of Cups is very clear. So the help is all there. The 2 greens. Universal love and acceptance. So if there's some competition, avoid, you're competing only against yourself, no matter what somebody else wants to throw at you. There shouldn't be, in a good work environment, there shouldn't be competition between you. It's very counterproductive. So whatever it is, if that's an issue and it's making things too serious, you need the flexibility of thought. You know how to communicate. You have 10 of Cups there, so you know how to communicate with guides and God. You've come all that way. So that's highly functioning, but you need to pay attention to it. What were they? Yes. So perhaps, you know, just the obvious of the root energy. It needs attention. But yeah, communication. Speak divine things. Speak divine things. And I don't mean, you know, just this is also divine. This is also divine. Which you know, Leo, because it's fire, it's red. Nines are down. Perseverance. Yes. Perseverance is suffering. Swords, Wands, Cups. We need the 10 of Pentacles. We have no 9 of Pentacles or 10 of Pentacles, but we do have the King of Pentacles. Well, Leo, there's a heck of a lot of accomplishment here. Heck of a lot of accomplishment here. And this loss or this transformation. With this exhaustion. So, yes, look after yourself. This is a lot to pay attention to. It doesn't come through lightly. It comes through in all genuine care and concern. So, I mean all of it. They mean all of it. Let's check back in 2 weeks. I don't have total clarity about this, but I can see it. I just can't. I think because there's so much. And there might be just a lot of people involved. If there are a lot of people involved, then you have to cut it down to one. You. Back in a week or two, Leo. Much love.